Have you been consistently working out and just still are not seeing the results that you should be seeing? Well, I have been there because I have been on my health and fitness journey for over 8 years now. And I know that makes me sound super old, but I'm not. But I have what some would say plateaued many times on my journey. And however, over the 8 years of trials and errors, I have found that these 3 specific tips is what changed the game for me. These 3 tips truly transformed my workouts and my results, and I want to share them with you today. These tips are not in any specific order, but the first tip that transformed my workouts is engaging my core. And you have probably heard of the phrase, engage your core, but do you know why it is so important? Engaging my core helped me with so many different areas in terms of weightlifting, but the first one is that it actually helps me have way less back pain, especially when squatting or deadlifting. So there are many studies that show that when you engage your core, it actually protects your spine from injury. So that is obviously the number one reason to engage your core. But when I started doing that, I noticed I had way less back pain. The second benefit of engaging your core is that it actually can help you lift heavier weight. So this goes hand in hand with having a strong core. So when you have a strong core, trust me, you will notice a huge difference when you go weightlifting. You can actually lift so much more heavier weight. And then when you engage that strong core, y'all, game changer. And then obviously the last benefit to engaging your core is that your core, aka your abdominals, will be way more defined. I used to be the girly who tried to do ab workouts like every single day but would not see results. But the second I started actually engaging my core in all of my movements, my weightlifting movements and my compound movements, y'all, the abdominals were defined. So you're probably wondering, well, how do I engage my core when weightlifting? So there are 2 different ways. The first one is abdominal bracing. So abdominal bracing does not move or change the position of your spine, ribs, or pelvis. So this method is actually going to be amazing at protecting your spine during heavy lifting. So if you have a lot of lower back pain, abdominal bracing is going to help that. So to do this method, you're going to imagine that you are bracing yourself for literally a sucker punch right to the stomach. You're not going to suck in your stomach, but you're going to take a deep breath and tighten all of your abdominal muscles. And then the second way to engage your core when weightlifting is abdominal draw-in. So abdominal draw-in is used for stability, and research has shown that it is a little bit more effective for engaging those deep spinal stabilizers and transverse abdominis than abdominal bracing. So to do this method, you're going to just imagine that you're going to bring your navel or your belly button up and into your spine. So the second thing that transformed my workout is focusing on mind to muscle connection. So if you have never heard of mind to muscle connection, it is a psychological way of training where you focus on actively engaging, the target muscle as you engage in movement. So in other words, when you are performing an exercise, let's say glutes for example, you're going to literally imagine just your glutes doing the work in a hip thrust, for example, to really put the focus and tension on that muscle group. Research has shown the more you focus on the target muscle while performing an exercise, the greater your strength and muscle memory gains will be. So when I started really practicing mind to muscle connection and just being more intentional with each movement, I noticed way more definition and results. For example, coming from someone who is very quad dominant, mind to muscle connection really helped me to actually build my hamstrings and glutes. So some 3 things to really just get that mind to muscle connection working is 1, to move slowly. So you really want to give your muscles actually time to contract. So for example, when you are squatting, you don't really want to go just up and down. You want to go down at a count of 3. So 1, 2, 3 down, hold at the bottom for a second, and then 1, 2, 3 up. The second tip, which I already mentioned, is to visualize. So visualize your muscles that you're trying to target really doing the work in the movement that you're doing. The third tip to activate that mind to muscle connection is to actually feel the muscles that you're trying to target. So for example, if you are doing a hip thrust or a glute bridge and you really want to target your glutes, you want to maybe try putting your hands on your glutes. I know it sounds a little bit weird, but it actually works. And just really feel them doing the work. So that will actually help put the focus on that muscle. So the third and final thing that transformed my workouts is having a proper cool down. So everyone knows the importance of warming up, but did you know having a proper cool down is just as important? Well, cooling down after your workout allows for your heart rate, your body temperature, and your blood pressure to slowly go down rather than all at once, which obviously can result in many negative side effects. So cooling down after an exercise is beneficial for many reasons, such as injury prevention and reduction of delayed onset muscle soreness, aka DOMS. But for me personally, having a proper cool down allowed me to reduce DOMS, which then in return allowed me to recover faster so that I can get back in the gym and lift even heavier, which obviously leads to more muscle growth. So for my cool down routine, after I lift some very heavy weight, I like to bring my heart rate down by simply going on a walk. And that also could look like walking on the treadmill. So I will walk between 5 to 30 minutes. And I know that's like a big range, but it depends on if I want to get my steps in for the day. And then after that, I will do some static stretching, but I will specifically stretch the muscles that I just worked out. And that has made a huge difference in my recovery, which again, like I mentioned, allowed me to get back in the gym and lift even heavier. So all in all, having a proper cool down not only transformed my recovery day, but also transformed my next workout. So that is it for today's video. I hope this video was super informative and just helped someone out there on their fitness journey. But if you do want to learn a little bit more on how to build a workout routine or how to have a cool down routine or warm up routine, I do talk a little bit more in depth in my Jumpstart Your Journey guide. I just launched this guide. I spent over a year working on this. It is a 140-page self-paced guide and workbook that will teach you everything you need to know on how to start a sustainable and holistic health and fitness journey. So you will learn everything from hormone and gut health and how that affects your health and fitness journey, to cycle seeking, to how to build a workout routine, to even nourishment, on how to nourish your body, everything. So if you guys want to check out the Jumpstart Your Journey guide, I do have a link down below in the description box. But for my YouTube family, I do have a discount code, and it is YouTube10, and it will save you 10% off your first order. So thank you so much, you guys, for listening to this video, and I will see you or talk to you in my next one. Bye, guys.